Hey, how you doing? This is Pernell Bobby checking in with an update for the Aries new moon. I'm an Aries myself. I actually have an Aries sun, an Aries moon, and an Aries Mercury, all in the 5th house as a stellium. So I'm super excited to actually share my perspective about what's going to happen, my interpretation about this new moon coming up for April 11th, which really kind of starts in April 10th, and it wanes into April 11th. And I am in Mexico, okay? So with that being said, before I continue, and I'll make this announcement one more time, this Saturday coming, April 10th at 9 a.m. Cancun time, which is 10 a.m. New York City time, I'm going to be doing writing prompts. You'll see an Eventbrite link below. It's free to come. You're able to donate if you'd like. But if you want to write, I'm going to create the prompts revolving this new moon, which is going to be, in my personal opinion, one of the strongest new moons that we're going to have this year, because Pisces season just ended, which is the end of the astrological calendar. Aries begins the new year within the astrological calendar, Aries being the first zodiac, being all about the self. So check the link in the bio if you want to sign up for this writing prompt. Okay, again, it's free, but you can donate if you like. Saturday 10 o'clock 9 a.m. Cancun, 10 a.m. New York City time, whatever the time zone you are, because I know I've met so many people all over through my travels, and you know you got to do the math somewhere. With that said, now Aries new moon. Do re so mi fa la la. Do re mi so. Do re mi so. Subscribe. I'm really excited about this. Everybody has already been feeling almost like a revival of energy, okay? It's almost like we've been in the dark for a very long time. Things have been super moody. Things have been, there's been a lot of illusions, especially within our relationships, especially within not just romantic relationships, but business partnerships, not just that, but platonic. And you're noticing that a lot of things have come to an end. That's because Pisces season has just ended, which is the last zodiac, the oldest, if you will, the wisest, some may say, and definitely the most spiritual. Is where you kind of embody all of your lessons from the year prior, okay? And now Aries is starting that new, brand new startup, spiritual entrepreneur energy. I say spiritual entrepreneur because Aries is the entrepreneur of the zodiac. This is the boss type figure who really goes after what they want. They think about their needs, they think about their desires, and they could be potentially selfish with that. So what I'll say is, as a part of this new moon coming in, if you're naturally a very, very selfish person, you do worry about yourself consistently, then don't forget about others. If you're somebody who's always putting all your energy on everyone else, like let's say the opposite of Aries being a Libra, you're a Libra and you listen to this, everybody, energy is your concern and you're looking to always balance everybody so much that you forget about yourself, this is going to be magnificent for you to start to focus on yourself. You're going to have that energy, you're going to really be thinking about you, and it's going to be healthy for you in my personal opinion. If you're somebody who naturally always thinks about themselves, I'm going to say put a little more energy trying to consider other people in your lives, other partnerships, okay? And there's a lot of reasons for this. I'm going to say that there's going to be a revamp, a renewal of your relationships with your siblings, because Mercury is also in Aries. Venus is also in Aries. So Mercury sharing some of the energy of the Gemini. Gemini runs that 3rd house of not just communication and transport in your local community, but your siblings. So you can expect in those things that I said, some kind of revamp, some kind of renewal of energy within your personality, your ego self, your identity beneath the surface, beneath what will be your ascendant sign. I'm going to say that you can also expect a brand new side of yourself to be honored, to be respected, to be authenticated by you and not validated by anybody outside of you. What's beautiful about being an Aries myself, and what I've been really coming back to in this full moon, this new moon in Aries, I've been feeling this at an all-time new high, is really that you don't owe anybody an explanation to do what you do. I have to think about this for myself. I don't owe anybody an explanation to be myself, to be authentically who I am. Because if you look at Jupiter right now, which is in Aquarius, they're going to have, with that wind and that fire element, that cardinal energy, that fixed energy, they're going to really reward you right now. The more you are uniquely who you are, the more rewarded you will be, especially within this new moon energy. New moons representing a fresh start, energy that is brand new. So be willing to, I have a ledge right here, jump off the ledge without the wings and expect your wings to just sprout right before you hit the concrete, maybe a little bit before you hit the concrete. Probably not when you first jump off, okay? Because Aries is the spiritual entrepreneurs, the entrepreneur of the zodiac, they are going through and treading new territory. And they also do so in the fashion that the god of war would do. Aries is, within Greek mythology, the god of war. So they're doing this in a manner that is like, hey, look, I'm willing to pick a fight, okay? You may not have the personality where you want to, but Aries is always ready to go to war at any moment. So what we are actually metaphorically going to war with is being ourselves, okay? If you are somebody who has struggled with being themselves, this is your time to fly. This is your time to grow the wings on the way, to take the risk, to not know what's in front of you and just dive. And I promise you, you will be protected right now, especially if you are authentically being yourself with that Jupiter, the planet of expansion, the planet that gives you endless rewards, the planet that is here to teach us the philosophies, to teach us the higher knowledge, especially with an Aries season, about ourselves. Everything's going to be rewarded if you're doing anything in alignment with that. This is not the time to be super fixed in who you were yesterday, but who you're going to be tomorrow, okay? Who you're going to be 6 months from now. Because whatever happens in this Aries new moon, 6 months from now is when you're going to see the full culmination, all right? And that's going to be more like Libra season. That's when things are going to come through. Your blessings, your partnerships, business, romantic, and platonic are going to come together, okay? With Aries also being in Venus right now, being about relationships, we're really thinking as well about what do I need in a relationship? Who am I in relationships? Where do I need to set boundaries? Where have I betrayed myself? Where have I not honored who I am in the self that I want to be? And you're going to have a certain boldness, a certain courage, that God of war like type energy to say, look, I'm going to war. I had boxing this morning. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Bam. Whatever was there. And then the liver kick. Okay, sorry. I had boxing this morning, and that was that God of war energy. And I tell you, man, it was such a good feeling. It really wiped me out, though. I wanted to do this video a lot earlier, but I'm here now. So with Venus being in Aries, it's like, look, we're going to be able to be a little more courageous in our decisions on how we want to be honored, respected, and validated in love. And we're going to be courageous on those boundaries that we've struggled with all through 2020. Right now it's 2021. This Aries new moon is the first new moon within the astrological year, not in the year starting from January, but within the astrological year. And with that first new moon coming up in Aquarius at the beginning of the year, I believe, don't quote me on that, which is really going to play out until January 2023, and it's going to keep showing up in new ways. But with that first moon in Aquarius, which again, air and fire go together very well, and this being the first new moon in the astrological year, what this is saying to me, how I'm looking to interpret this is, yo, we got blessings. We got blessings that are here. We got so many grand blessings, but I need to really stress that they're only going to come if you're being who you are, to being yourself. Now, on the flip side, we need to understand that everything is going to be saying you have the green light to move forward, and it's going to be only one thing. When I looked at this last, there's about 5 planets, 5 different elements that's happening in the sextile manner, in conjunction with this Aryan energy, harmonious balances between who we are, where we're going, doing it courageously, doing it audaciously. Everything is going well for us, but there's one thing. Pluto being in Capricorn is going to say, look, don't forget about the rules. And as me being Aries myself, I can tell you I've been having to really take some lessons and a couple knocks on the chin myself to learn that the rules at certain points do matter, and they are there for good reason. Because as an Aries, I can tell you rules don't really apply to me often, I'm usually the guy that is not necessarily breaking the rules, but viewing them as like they're not my rules. I didn't create these rules. I don't respect these rules. I don't abide by these rules. With Pluto, the transformation planet, the planet of our repressed power, we really need to take a second to respect what does that mean in Capricorn. Capricorn being a disciplinarian, the father of the zodiac. It's the one that says, look, these rules do matter. These rules have a purpose. Take the grounded, methodical, analytical approach towards your transformation. Don't just go head first and impulsively like an Aries would, but a lot of Aries energy. Everybody feel like they're on fire right now. We got a lot of cardinal pushes. Take that look at 22 degrees of Aries within your chart to see. If you know your natal chart, if you want to get a natal reading with me, check the link in the bio as well. I can get you a natal reading. Or if you want to go ahead and look at those writing prompts, check the link in the bio for the Eventbrite, and we can go ahead and schedule that as well. So now's the time to be a little more impulsive, but it's also time not to forget about others, okay? And now's the time to be a little more courageous, but it's not a time to forget about all the rules and throw all the rules out. We should really take inventory and see why the rules do matter and how they can actually aid us in our success. But right now, everybody who's an entrepreneur, that entrepreneurial, spiritual entrepreneur type energy, if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to see really, really big wins in your life. Everybody that was afraid to do something before, to launch that idea, to launch that subject, it's a good time to say, look, I don't give a f right now. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it blindly, but I'm not really doing it blindly because Aries energy is instinctual energy. So as you try new things, they have a muscle memory for those things they've tried. And when they try it the next time, they're not going to be as stupid when they go at it. It's not going to seem as impulsive because they're also natural born leaders. So it's going to come from a more instinctual gut feeling, okay? And it usually you know that you're on the right path when you're feeling highly enthusiastic, highly passionate, and highly ready to just get ready and get the action going. These are good signs that whatever that project, that idea that you are looking at, that you're launching, that you have the green light to launch it. If you get that feeling like, oh man, it's really icky inside, it's probably a good idea to say, look, let me look at this and see if this is really where Pluto and Capricorn is coming in that says, look, I need to slow down. All right. This is my interpretation of what's happening with Aries and the new moon. Again, if you want to sign up for my writing prompt, I got these lunar prompts coming off on the new moons and the full moons. The Eventbrite link is below. It's absolutely free. If you want to donate, I had put that option on there through Eventbrite. Other than that, if you want a natal reading with me, this video is timeless in many ways. So you can go ahead and check out that and get a natal, get a birth chart reading with me. Honestly, they have been booming right now. So it's a good time to get your booking in because I don't know how much longer I'll be able to maintain that with the amount that are coming in. But right now, I'm still in a space where I'm loving it. I got the energy for it. I'm here for you. And I want to say I love you. One Aries with a stellium in Aries in that 5th house of Leo. A lot of firepower coming in. And I want to share that fire energy with you, that cardinal 4 moving energy with you, and say, love, best of luck. Ah! That's how much energy is coming through. It just leaks out of you. And I know you're feeling it. And that's Aries, baby. Love. Do, re, so, mi, fa, la, la. Do, re, mi, so. Do,